welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be looking at the brand new Supercarrier mod by Miltech. I did not even know they was releasing this. I must have missed it or something, I don't know. But I seen they released it and I knew I had to give it a shot, because the aircraft carriers on here have been pretty good, but this one has everything that I have been wanting a carrier mod to have, and it's been a working hangar, animated deck workers, flight deck operations, I guess you could call it, which at one point we did have, but that is no longer supported. So when I read that they have got all that in this add-on, I instantly had to try it, and it's also only $15 US, which, I mean, that's nothing from add-on to me of this scale. And I have messed around with it for about the last 30 minutes or so, just trying to get some stuff figured out on it, and so far I'm very impressed with it. And we're going to get right into it, and I will show you what it's all about, how to use it, and anything else I come across. So we are in the F-35C, since it is a carrier version of the F-35. From what I read, they said any aircraft will actually work on this, but I mean, let's be real. Let's keep it real. So make sure you are in the F-35C if you do wish to be more accurate with it, or the F-18 works. The F-22 technically I think can take off on aircraft carrier, because I'm pretty sure it has hooks, but I don't actually know if it's a carrier aircraft. I mean, I'm pretty sure on only the Air Force actually has it, but any of the aircraft that can fold is what's needed, because it is tight down here. So when you first start, you'll actually be in the air. You'll click on it. You'll have to open the app and hit teleport to hangar, which you should be able to figure out pretty easy, especially if you've already been using the J-Strike carriers. That part is all exactly the same. So I already do have the app pulled up here, and a brief overview of this is your landing information, whatever you want to call it, and supposedly you can do scores, whatever. I actually hadn't tried landing yet. But you go over to controls, the little up arrows, those are your different launch decks. Really don't know what they're called, excuse me. I'm not a very military knowledgeable person with technical terms for aircraft carriers. But these are your hangar elevators, and I'll go ahead and click this one because this is where I'm at, and you'll notice it start to come down. It is very slow, which I'm sure it probably is in real life. The quick taxi, supposedly you can use a joystick and kind of move your aircraft around, kind of like slew mode, but I guess it's supposed to be slow or whatever, but I've not actually been able to get it to work. Align to wind, that aligns the ship to the wind, and I mean, I know that's remarkable. That's what it does, ain't it? And then you have the multiplayer auto sync. I have no idea what that means. I've not tried it yet with multiplayer, but I imagine that makes probably like your elevators or whatever they're called and your deck operations probably all sync together with whoever you're flying with in the group. And obviously the teleport is exactly what it does. No longer needed there. Or not going to talk about that anymore. So our ramp is almost down here, so let's hop back in the F-35 here. So as of right now, I've actually yet to figure out how exactly you're supposed to use a pushback or tug to get the aircraft over to the hangar. I might be completely missing something. I'm not sure. So I've had to use slew mode to get it over to it, and that's mainly because I was not able to fit the aircraft nose out on here without being halfway under the wall there, or whatever you want to call it. So I've had to you just use slew mode to get it out there. Maybe that's what the quick taxi helps for or whatever. I'm not exactly sure. But alright, so we are on the ramp here, and we will activate the elevator. Going up, going up, going up. Up, up we go, up, up, up. And alright, we have made it to the top. Alright, so now we are going to get this aircraft started. And that's pretty much just like starting F-35 like you would normally. And just in case you need to know how to do the wingtip, or to fold the wings, it's under the FCS, just like you would see for the hover mode, for the B, whatnot, blah blah blah. But it's that right there, so you just hit that and it'll fold down. Alright, we had a good engine start, and now we are ready to taxi over to where we wish to launch from. And I'm just going to use this catapult right here, since it's closest. Of course you can use whichever one you want, but I will go ahead and click it now. That will activate the animated crew here, and he will actually give me signals to what I need to do. So, let's go ahead, hop back in the cockpit here, and get our taxi going. And he's telling me to go to the right, but I don't feel like going to the right just yet. I think you do have to use a little bit of common sense. I don't think he's perfect, but it's okay. And he's telling me straight on. And now he's telling me to stop. Oh, I will go there. I'll throw my parking brake on real quick. And I don't know what all that means. But now that we're good there, you will see the yellow checkbox. You'll click that, and the crew will go ahead and perform their final to-do list. And once we are good to go, the green box will show up with the play button. I will click that, and I will give a salute, let them know I am good, and we will launch. Off we go. Pretty cool, right? Much better than what we've had before. Next up, we will try to land. But not before we buzz the tower, of course. Hello. And not before I buzz the flight deck too. I'm actually doing this to try to burn some fuel off. I'm a little heavy right now. Alright, here we are coming up for our first ever landing attempt. Of course, make sure you have your tail hook out and obviously your landing gear. That's pretty important. And let's see if we can land it. Yep. I didn't kill everybody. I'm sure that was horrible. It looked horrible. Cut past unsafe deviations is what it says. Yeah, I'm sure that was pretty horrible. I just didn't feel like actually doing a go around, which, you know, is usually a bad thing. It's usually how people get hurt. But I just wanted to go ahead and do it anyway. That's pretty cool. It actually pulls the arrestor out. I don't know if the other ones did that. I can't remember. It's been a minute since I've flown with the other ones. Let's see. you should be able to do the hook, yep, and reset. That is like the other one. Yep. And then we'd be ready to go for another run at whatever we wanted to do. So, let's see if we can get it back in the hangar. Alright, we are lined up on it and the engine's off. Now I'm just going to toggle the elevator again and we're going to go down nice and smooth like. Going down, going down, going down. Nice and easy there. And we're getting there, almost there. Again, I hadn't been able to figure out a way to use any type of pushback or tug or anything to use to get me out here or back in. The pushback toolbar mod, it does not work whatsoever. It actually makes everything 10 times worse, as you just like go sliding through the hangar, so that's no good. And the default one, you can't even get to the default sims pushback, so I really don't know. And I tried to skim through the manual and I couldn't find anything, so maybe they're just adding that in a little bit, not sure. Regardless, it's still fun. Hope you enjoyed this video, found it useful, and any questions, comments, concerns, always leave them. And again, if you do know how to use some type of pushback or whatever, please let me know. I'm not afraid to admit if I'm doing something wrong or just completely oblivious to how to do it. That happens. But thanks for watching. Happy flying.